Peace to everybody out there. Thank you for watching this video. In this video today, we'll be talking about spiritual terms that people need to know if they're getting into the spiritual community, if they're getting into spirituality. So before I start this video, I just want to take 5 seconds to think about what you're grateful for. All right, come on. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, y'all. So let's get started. All right. So the first term I would like to talk about is a simple term, y'all. Simple term. It is the soul. All right, y'all. So I'll be talking about 3 definitions in this whole thing, but I'll be talking about the soul first. So the soul is the truest version of you. It is the observer of the spirit. It is the observer of different frequencies. So what really does the soul do? You know what I mean? I already explained it a little bit, but what does it actually do to you? Like, you know what I mean? How can I really feel my soul? How can I know when I'm communicating with my soul, the truest version of me? You're always in communication with your soul, but your soul speaks through visions, y'all. It speaks through visions, and your spirit is the one that speaks through the thoughts. So let me explain another one. Okay, so the next definition I want to talk about is spirit. So what is spirit? Spirit is this active consciousness inside of you, this active consciousness that's observing everything, that's seeing everything, and the one that creates the thoughts for you. So spirits is just an energy that you have. You are a spirit because you are energy, and now you have a title. So that's what spirit is simply. It's just energies with a title. So next, I want to talk about consciousness. So consciousness can go into 2 portions, the subconscious and the conscious version. So the conscious version is the version of you that's active, that's always moving, that's always awake, always seeing things, always aware of stuff, feeling things. You know what I mean? It's a combination of everything, seeing things, feeling things, knowing things. It's just a combination of all. But the consciousness is the active version that's always moving. And the subconscious is the version of you that's collecting everything and putting order with everything. The subconscious sees everything, y'all. So whatever you've seen throughout your day, whatever thoughts that came in throughout your day, whatever thoughts came in throughout your whole life, the subconscious holds all of that. You know what I mean? So next term I want to talk about is the third eye. So the third eye is just it's a piece of your brain, a portion in your brain that helps you tap into the frequency of ether. So what is ether? So ether is a frequency that people can share images, or people can share visions of other worlds, or even in this life, they can share images or visions. They can share this, and other people can pick up on it and see into it. So it's like the internet, y'all. It's like you could put something into this ether frequency and certain people can tap into it and really see into it. But you know what I mean? The ether is held in your soul. So what holds all this frequency is your soul. So your soul has all this energy inside of it, but ether is one of them. So the third eye, y'all. So get back to the third eye. The third eye is the tool that helps you connect with the ether. So the third eye is located inside your brain. It's like in the middle of your brain, but really it's like right here in between your eyebrows. That's the third eye. That's really where it's at. It's like a way to really channel it. So if you want to unlock your third eye and activate it, the first thing I would say is this: meditate, y'all. Meditate mudras and mantras. If you don't know what mudra and mantra is, the mantra is the way you say things. It's an affirmation that you speak out. And mudra is the hand sign that you use, or put your hands in a certain way so you can channel this energy inside of you. So how do you really tap into the third eye, y'all? So mudras and mantras, meditation, that's one way. And the second way is taking herbs, y'all. It's a lot of herbs out here. I give you about a couple. So lion's mane mushroom, that's a great one. Trace mineral drops, that's a great one. Harataki, that's a great one. Blue lotus, that's a great one. So you need to really open up your third eye to pick up on these visions from other dimensions and visions from other worlds, and pick up on this ether frequency, y'all. So the next definition I want to talk about is dimension. Since we're just on the topic, what is a dimension, y'all? So I think everybody knows that we're living in the third dimension. We're living in 3D, living in a 3D reality. But What is the 3D? What is a dimension? A dimension is a space of energy that holds collective spirits or collective souls. So in this space of the 3D, it's many souls and many spirits here that live here collectively. So that's why it's a dimension. But it's many dimensions that go beyond just the physical. The non-physical dimensions are also real too, that hold consciousness and souls and stuff like that. But it's also dimensions even inside your mind. The mind is broken up into dimensions. Now, I talked about that in later videos, the 5 layer of the mind. You know, check out my TikTok if you want to see about the 5 layers of the mind. It's Most High I Knew. It's Most High I Knew. So if you want to check that out, go to my TikTok and you will see a clip about the 5 layers of the mind. But, so what is a dimension, y'all? So a dimension is just a place or space that holds collective souls and spirits. So let me explain. So really it goes up to 11, some people say. It goes up to 9, some people say. But truly, I believe it's infinite dimensions, y'all. It's infinite places or infinite galaxies that hold souls and spirits. You can call it dimensions. You can call it galaxies, planets. You can call it whatever you want to. But going into these dimensions and stuff like that, what separates the 3rd dimension from higher dimensions like the 4th dimension, 5th dimension? It holds different levels of consciousness, y'all. Because in this dimension, it's only certain frequencies that reside here. You know what I mean? Dealing with religion, dealing with what's it called? What's the name of it? Well, people don't believe in God or don't believe in anything, and stuff like that. Atheist. So that frequency is here, y'all. Religion, the frequency of religion's here. Like worshiping something outside yourself, not really worshiping the God within you. You know what I mean? That's here. So this dimension is kind of like low. It's not really on the highest form of consciousness where it could be. So in the 4th dimension, y'all, holds the astral plane. I want to explain that. The astral plane is where you go when you sleep. So the 3rd dimension and the 4th dimension are kind of clashing, y'all. It's like we're rising in frequency of the planet and it's changing, y'all. So the 3rd dimension is truly turning into the 4th dimensional state. And the 4th dimension is more different. It's more different things that you could do. You know what I mean? In dream worlds, you could fly, you could levitate things, you could disappear, reappear, teleport. You could do all type of magical stuff, y'all, in the 4th dimension, y'all. It's easier to do it there. You know what I mean? In dream world, you could do it, stuff like that. But it's a dream world to you. But to the other beings and stuff like that, or other entities, isn't this a real world? You know what I mean? They live there. So that's what a dimension is, y'all. And I can explain the dimensions, but I'm probably just gonna make another video on it soon, explaining the dimensions. So y'all look out for that. But okay, next, I want to talk about let's talk about melanin, y'all. So I talked about the 3rd eye earlier, and the 3rd eye is producer of melanin. So what is melanin? It's different layers of melanin, y'all. So I really want to explain these quick. So the first point of melanin I want to talk about is neuromelanin. Neuromelanin is only located in your brain. It's the black empty space that's inside your brain, the black pigment inside of it. So the space between your skull and your brain is space in between it. So that space is neuromelanin. So then it goes into melanin and it goes into melanosomes. Then it goes into eumelanin. Then it goes into photomelanin. So it's a lot of different forms of melanin. Okay, so there are many forms of melanin. So you already know what neuromelanin is. So melanosomes and melanites. So melanosomes are located inside of melanites. And melanites, these melanosomes and melanosomes, they help to store melanin and transport melanin throughout the body. So they transport melanin through the hair, through the eyes, and stuff like that. And next, going into that, the eumelanin and photomelanin. Photomelanin is more for people that got lighter skin tones, stuff like that, light-skinned people, white people, you know what I mean? And darker-skinned people like me, they have eumelanin. Okay, so you know what melanin is in different forms. So this melanin and stuff like that all comes from the sun. That's the most important part. Serotonin is the producer of melanin. So this serotonin is what helps these neuromelanins expand in your brain and stuff like that and be created in your brain. And they help all other forms of melanin as well. So the next definition I want to talk about is magic. So this is a topic that everybody wants to know about. Everybody wants to know what magic is. How can I do magic? How does magic really work? And let me explain the simplest definition of magic. Magic is just the science or breakdown of how things work. So if you want to know the magic of how a chair was built, then they'll show you, first get the wood, we first chop it up to these pieces, we get screws, you know what I mean? So that's the magic of how a chair is made, you know what I mean? Most people think magic is just making something appear out of thin air. No, that's only one form of magic, y'all. That's also possible too, but that's more of a higher form of magic. And a lot of that stuff it does, and a lot of stuff like that goes down in the astral plane, in the dream world. You know what I mean? That's when you really start to doing things and making things appear out of thin air. And if you think it could happen in this reality, that's also true. But it's a lot of things stopping that. You know what I mean? We live in this world where a lot of people that's doing things like that, not really speaking on it. They can't tell anybody, you know what I mean? So I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that you can make things magically just appear out of thin air. I don't doubt that. But magic, the definition of it is just the science or breakdown of how something was made or how something came about. So next thing I want to talk about is alchemy. So what is alchemy, y'all? Alchemy is just a transmutation of energy. If you don't know what transmutation means, it means transition or transformation. So it's just a transformation of energy. It's just taking an energy or taking energy that you're receiving and turning it into whatever you want it to be. So that's the simplest form of alchemy, y'all. And the next thing I want to talk about is the higher self. So we already explained what you truly are. You're truly just soul. You're truly just spirit. You're truly just consciousness. So what is the higher version of that? The higher version of that is just truth, y'all. The version of you that decides what's true or not. The piece of you that decides this is real and this isn't real. That is the highest version of you. That is the higher self. All right, so I think I got through all my definitions, y'all. I wanted to explain the third eye, chakras, dimensions, consciousness, soul, spirit, alchemy, magic, higher self, ether, and melanin. That's the only things I wanted to really talk about in this video today. If you like the video, please leave a comment. Please like the video. Please share it with your friends. And thank you for watching.